What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your man, 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops. The Detroit Pistons officially put the Toronto Raptors in their place. It was a great game. A great game. A great game in terms of it's down the home stretch of the season. Guys are tired. Some guys are clearly spent, need a night off. Other guys step up. The veterans return, the starters return, and they did so in spectacular fashion. So there's some things to talk about in this game for sure. And the continued progression of Ausar Thompson, for me, is exciting. Not in terms of like, oh, he's going to drop 30 points, but because he's looking like he's progressing in terms of his understanding of how he can consistently offensively contribute. He's growing in terms of his confidence to be able to play out on the court, to be able to play make for others. I love what I'm seeing from him. Prayers up for Marcus Sasser. He ended up leaving the game and not being able to return due to that hip. I told y'all the hip wasn't right. Remember? I said it. And look, sometimes I don't like having to say, I told you so. Sometimes I just say it just so y'all get off my back, because some of y'all, there was a person who got on me in the comment section. He was like, how you gonna say that Marcus Sasser's hurt? Da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, bruh, man, it's obvious. And if you follow my channel, you understand I have an exercise and nutrition background with the bachelor's in kinesiology. I was a personal trainer for about 12 to 15 years, had my own personal training business, right? I had certifications from the major certification boards in California, training athletes. You know, I know what injuries look like, right? I've had my own injuries. I've been in the field, right? I've also coached, and I see the difference between when players are playing in a way that they trust their bodies and when they don't. So I'm not just pulling it out of my behind. But I hope he gets back, because boy, oh boy, oh boy, does it not feel good to have another bona fide shooter coming off the bench. Marcus Sasser being able to come in and give us 8 to 12 minutes of sharp shooting and good perimeter defense, I'm here for it. Dennis Jenkins continues to evolve, and I think that there's an eventual conversation we got to have to begin to question, like, what is his ceiling? What is his ceiling? Because I'm really curious. Some of the things that we see from him consistently, I keep looking at him, just like, if you combine a high-level three-point shooting, really efficient three-point shooting with range and a quick release, good form, with the athleticism, positional size, aggressiveness to get to the rim, almost seemingly at will, and finish. Good free throw shooter, great free throw shooter by all intents and purposes. And then he has that little pull-up free throw line jumper, step back, kind of baseline pull-up jumper. And you start putting all these components together, and you start looking at him, and he's dropping 15 to 18 points per game. Thank you, William Herzgott. You know what? While you're there, can you let me know what Dennis Jenkins has been averaging just in the month of March? I'm curious, since he's been back in the starting lineup with Cade out. Actually, I just want to know what he's averaging since Cade Cunningham being out. Since being inserted into the starting lineup. What has he been averaging? Because when I really think about it, I kept saying, I think Dennis Jenkins is who we had hoped Jaden Ivey was going to become. He is what we had hoped he would become. I know some people try to act like it's slander to say anything. Look, man, this is basketball, bro. This is basketball. All right? Let's not pretend like Jaden Ivey is the first player to be critiqued in basketball, and it's all of a sudden, blasphemous to say we thought he was going to be more than what he ended up being. Come on, chill out, bro. Chill out. The same people trying to protect Jaden Ivey, same ones who criticize LeBron, same ones who criticize all-time greats. Come on, come on. But it's to say, Dennis Jenkins' ability to impact the game time and time again has been absolutely a thing of beauty. You just can't. It cannot be understated how impactful he has been. He's almost, you know what? Somebody compared him to Linsanity, and I said, hold on, man. Jeremy Linsanity was crazy. He had a streak of like 30-something point games, scoring over 20. He had a run. Like, he had a run, bro. I'm starting to think Dennis Jenkins might be right there too. I was hesitant to say it at first. I was, because I try to respect historical narratives in the context of what it meant. Remember, Jeremy Lin did Linsanity in Madison Square Garden when the Knicks needed him the most. They had injuries to Carmelo and Amari Stoudemire. They had a depleted bench. They were rolling out guys like Steve Novak and Landry Fields. And here he comes and literally just puts on a Superman cape. And I actually just watched an interview by him recently, and he was talking about it. He was like, "Yo," and actually, you know what's funny? You know what I would love to see? You know what I would love to see, bro? It would be freaking priceless to see Jeremy Lin interviewed by Carmelo Anthony on Carmelo's show. I would love to see that, bro. It would be golden, because remember, it was Carmelo who kind of led the charge in hating on Jeremy Lin. I'm gonna be frank about it. I'm gonna be frank. I remember that game against the Miami Heat, against the Heatles, and they put him on an island. They left him out to dry, bro. Carmelo and the rest of the team followed suit, and they just stood to the side. They didn't cut. They didn't move without the ball. They basically let the Miami Heat load up on him and shut him down. And it was done out of jealousy. It was ugly. It was so obvious. You could hear in the interviews, Carmelo, oh yeah, it's cool, but there's other guys. Instead of just giving him his flowers, bro. Instead of just showing him love, he got hated on. He got hated on. James Harden too when he went to Houston. Kevin McHale, like, they just hated on him. That was one of those like prejudicial things. Whatever. All it's to say is, Dennis Jenkins is having a similar type of a run. And it's for a full season. The moment he got his opportunity from Summer League through preseason into the season, he has absolutely been a revelation. Let's keep in mind, Jacoby Walter, I think he was a first-round draft pick out of Baylor. He had 3 points in this game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 6 fouls in 26 minutes. I'm going somewhere with this. Grady Dick, first-round pick, did not even score in this game. Barely got playing time. Markelle Fultz, number 1 pick in the draft, he played 1 minute and 23 seconds. Didn't score. You've got Scotty Barnes at 5 points, 1 rebound, 12 assists. Had 3 steals and 2 blocks. These are all first-round draft picks. Dennis Jenkins went undrafted, was a plus 13, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block. Shot 55% from the field, 5 of 9, 2 for 4 from 3, 9 of 9 from the free throw line. Somebody put in there he's been 50, 40, 90 in the month of March. He's been playing great. To think that we could get an explosive 6'4", 2-way, 3-level scorer with ball security, playmaking, facility. Like this is the stuff. This is who we think. What's his name is from this is, I'm gonna be honest. Who Dennis Jenkins is who we think all the point guards coming into this draft are. Who are going to get drafted in the lottery. Darius Acuff, Mikael Brown, what's his name? It's not Queen. What's his name? From Houston. Freeman, right? Freeman looks nice. I like Freeman a lot. All of those guys who are going to be lottery picks, whoever picks them up is hoping that they can at least become what Dennis Jenkins already is. That's how good he's been playing. To have been given the level of ball responsibility, to play make, to set up his team, to score, to be trusted in big moments. Dennis Jenkins is having a hell of a year, bro. They need to have a most improved, and then they need to have a breakout player of the year. They need to have the guy that just comes out of nowhere. That would be a great award. A great award. Because that's his this season. All to say is we got great production also from the bench. Kevin Huerter, you can clearly see that he was tired. He was kind of out of it. 4 turnovers on the night. Karis LeVert was knocking down shots. You know, I'm recognizing that with Karis LeVert, he's very feast or famine. He's feast or famine. Sometimes he's going to look great. Sometimes he's feast and famine in the same game. In the same game. I'm not sure what happened to Javonte Green this game, only 5 minutes and change. Ron Holland's been struggling. But you know what? I'm not mad at what Ron Holland's doing out there. I actually like what I'm seeing out there from him. That little mid-range pull-up jump shot at the free throw line, that's actually a part of his game. If you go back and check out his draft film, what he did with the G League Ignite, that little pull-up, he's got a nice little mid-range. If you listen to my comparison for him, I said offensively, he reminded me a lot of T.J. Warren. A very smooth scorer in that mid-range area. Could get to the rim, finish, has a nice shot, good mechanics. He just has to work out the feel for the game to do all the other little things. I know he's probably tired. It's his first full season. But he's struggling. He's struggling. Struggling to remember to rebound, box out, etc. And then we've got Jalen Duren. 30 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, 5 fouls though. Jalen Duren started off mad hot. And then out of nowhere, he just got, I'm not going to say trash, but he after that first quarter, that second quarter was egregious. I was like, Duren, are you still there? I know he got like knee in the leg or something like that. He got bumped, and he was kind of limping a little bit. All this to say is, Duren, I cannot wait for this 22-year-old, extremely talented center to continue to mature to where we can start seeing him put together, being locked in to the game for a full 35 minutes. For a full 35 minutes. Just being locked in. And I mean mentally locked in. How many times did he get beat in transition? How many times did he forget to box out? How many times did he commit bad fouls by lowering his hand instead of just staying vertical? How many times? And he still ended with 31 points and 9 rebounds. Frank Nidio, it's good to see you in the chat. He says 6 games left. The magic number is 2. Okay. Just got to win 2 more. Who do we got coming up? I know the last 2 is Milwaukee and Indiana. I want to say we have Charlotte before then. Let me see. Look at the schedule now. We've got the Timberwolves again. Okay, that's going to be a good one because they're going to want some retribution, and they'll have Anthony Edwards back. But we still got Ausar Thompson. He just got to stay out of foul trouble though. That's the real. I think if Ausar Thompson just learns that he is an above average defender, even if he just stays on the court, like if he's just out there causing havoc as an off ball help defender, he is a good above average defender. Just through his awareness, feel, floor vision, quickness, he does so many things that disrupts the offensive flow of the other team. Getting out of transition, making great dimes. Now he's beginning to be more aggressive, getting to the rim. I started thinking in that first quarter, or actually, I think it was the second half. No, it was in the first quarter. He tried to bully Jacoby Walter. I think he missed the shot. But I said to myself, man, when Ausar Thompson becomes comfortable playing bully ball against smaller guards, it's going to be interesting, bro. It's going to be interesting. Because when he starts realizing, oh, I can just use my quickness to bury a defender under the rim, meaning I can take you off the dribble. I don't have to get all the way to the rim. I just have to get you retreating so that I can take an angle and then get my body into you, solid jump stop, and just shoot over the top. Literally, I can pull up, elevate, shoot over the top. I can jump and keep my shoulder there, give a little jump hook, do a little floater or push shot, pump fake, get you in the air, take the foul, go to the free throw line, pump fake, backspin, shoot over the right shoulder, shoot over the left shoulder. He's got so many options when he realizes his quickness and his positional size will allow him to get anywhere he wants to on the court, and he can get to that shot anytime he wants. When he becomes comfortable with that and really sits in that, it says like, oh, this is officially a part of my game. Officially, if they ever put Brunson on me, he's barbecue chicken. I'm taking him to the block. If they put Peyton Pritchard on me, any small guard, all I'm going to do is drive into the middle of the paint. And if they don't bring a help defender, I'm elevating right over the top. And it's money. And there's nothing they can do. Nothing they can do. I don't know if there's a defender out there who is quick enough, long enough. Maybe Herb Jones might have some good length. Amen Thompson maybe has the quickness. I don't think he has the strength. I don't know if there's a defender out there who has the combination of size and quickness to be able to keep Ausar Thompson from getting that shot at any time. At any time. Maddox says we got to beat the Timberwolves and the Sixers to clinch the number one seed. I think, I'm going to be honest with you, once we clinch that number one seed, sit Duren. I keep it a band with you, bro. The moment we clinch the number one seed, that should be the moment we clinch the number one seed. Sit Duren. Sit Tobias Harris, Duncan Robinson. I'm talking about we're rolling out there Marcus Sasser. I'd even sit Dennis Jenkins. Like I'll put it this way: I'm not playing any of them back-to-back games, right? I'm, bro. Once Ausar Thompson has to play the rest of the games in order to qualify for all defensive team. So I'll play him. But I want to see Bobby Clinton get minutes. I want to see Chaz Lanier get his minutes. I want to see, like, Duren, you're good. Go ahead. Have a seat. Go ahead, have a seat. Save me for the playoffs. Tolu Smith, you should, man, if this team I'm going to be honest with you. This team, absolutely, once they lock up that number one seed, I mean, here's the thing. The last two games for sure, I wouldn't play them against Milwaukee and Indiana or the Hornets. Really, even the Magic. I don't trust the Magic. I don't trust them. They look like some dirty players. I just don't trust playing against. They just Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs just looks like the type of dude who's like hurt you and just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't realize." Nah, I want us to lock these two games up. Let's beat the Wolves. Let's beat the 76ers. And let's rest our guys for the next couple of games. Maybe bring them back against the Hornets. Maybe bring them back against the Pacers. I don't know. But let's get some rest. Because the guys look tired. I'm going to be honest. The guys look tired. The guys clearly look tired. Yeah, Cade should be back for play. I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic that he'll be back for the playoffs. Yeah. Well, Marcus Sasser's health will be a big part of it. If we may end up having to sit Marcus Sasser the next couple of games, just to make sure, just to give him a chance to kind of get his body right for the last few games, because I really want to give Dennis Jenkins a breather. I know we want to. I mean, JB Pickerstaff. Look, I trust him. He got us here. As much as I question JB Pickerstaff, you have to understand, I respect the hell out of him. I recognize everything that goes into, and even the things that I don't see, I recognize that go into winning, that goes into preparation, that goes into developing your team and instilling confidence and trust. There is so much that he has been doing to get us this far. I'm not holding him at all. Like, I am not in the least bit pretending like that is not a huge accomplishment. He is absolutely doing a phenomenal job. If you hear me critique something, it's just that one thing. It's just that one, okay, I think this is something that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Please understand, that is all I'm doing. I'm just looking at one area where we could potentially get some improvement. That's it. That's it. Speaking of improvement, can y'all improve the like button? Smash that like button for me. You know what I mean? Like, remember, it's a small thing for you, a big thing for the channel. Appreciate all the love and support. I really, really do. Where do I want to go with this? Beating up on the Toronto Raptors was no small thing. It was no small feat. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't irrelevant. It wasn't by coincidence. It wasn't just they had an off night. No, we beat that team. We beat a team that was coming into Detroit to beat us. They had beaten us the previous time we played them, and that was with Cade Cunningham. Mega Hustle's asking, what was JB Bickerstaff talking to Dennis about at halftime? Probably just an X's and O's thing, where he wants him to be. It's actually a great sign. If you ever see a coach pull a guy to the side like that, and maybe he's a little animated, but he's like trying to get something through to him, it's because he trusts him. That's because he trusts him. He's talking to him on a peer level. Yo, what I'm looking for is this. You're supposed to be here. We're trying to create this. We need you at this angle, at this position to do that. He's talking straight to him because he trusts him. If a coach doesn't talk to you, and if you have nephews, if you got nieces, if you got kids who are playing basketball, let them know. If a coach is talking to you, even if he's upset, even if he's animated, if he's talking to you, that's a good thing. If he's not talking to you, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. So whatever he was saying to Dennis Jenkins, it was because he believes in him, he trusts him, and he's trying to get on the same page because he knows he needs him. He needs him to run the show. He needs him to make certain things happen. He is depending upon him to bring the team home. We saw what it looked like when Dennis Jenkins was not out there. When Kevin Huerter, Karis LeVert tried to, share ball handling responsibilities, it got ugly fast. Because the Toronto Raptors are a team that will get into you defensively. Between Jacoby Walters and Jamal Sheed and Scotty Barnes, those guys will get up into you. AJ Lawson, Colin Murray-Boyles. Colin Murray-Boyles is such a... I'm going to be honest. Colin Murray-Boyles was a great draft pick for the Toronto Raptors. And I don't think it was the right one. Hear me out. I thought they should have went with Masai Ujiri's pick of Kamen Malawach. Not because Colin Murray-Boyles is not really good, but because Kamen Malawach was the player they needed. Not just for now, but for the future. Who Malawach had the ability to develop into. I thought he was going to be able to elevate the ceiling of this team far higher. Colin Murray-Boyles is a 6'7", 6'8" center. That type of center has a ceiling in the NBA in terms of how good they can be. At best, you might see an Onyeka Okongwu. Good defender, moves his feet, plays really solid, knocks down threes, just really, really solid. Okay. But when the playoffs start and you have to face playoff level starting centers, that's when it gets exposed. That's when you go, oh, there's levels to this. He's only 6'7". Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy's 7'1" and athletic and skilled. Right? So I didn't think he was the right pick, but he was a good pick. He was a safe pick. Let me get back to the Detroit Pistons. NFZ says, as proven by the current run, Cade should realize he should cut down on his hero ball. Facts. Also, it's clear that Duren doesn't solely rely on the pick and roll to be effective. That is facts too. I think it's been said multiple times that this run for the Detroit Pistons without Cade Cunningham had the potential to be a blessing in disguise. It was said by several, basketball analysts. I've said it. It has the potential to accelerate this team's growth and maturity, with other guys having to step up and step into greater roles. This game had the ability, not this game, but this run without Cade Cunningham was going to have the ability to elevate the floor of this team. When I talk about the floor versus the ceiling, I'm talking about bare minimum. What is your performance level? Not when you're hot, not when you're having a great night. I'm talking about what can we expect from you on your worst day. That's the floor. Your ceiling is what we can expect from you on your best day, when everything's going right. And that's many times how you have to understand your team, understand some of these players. I remember I was playing community college ball, JUCO ball, and And I remember the coach was getting mad because everybody was just shooting whatever they wanted to shoot. And it wasn't that they couldn't make it. It was just they hadn't learned what efficiency meant. They didn't really get that concept. Everybody came from teams where you was the man. And the thing is, when you're playing as a part of a collective, you want to give your best for the team. And so sometimes there's a propensity to do too much, sometimes too little. In this situation, the majority of the team was doing too much. Remember, we had this dude by the name of BJ. There wasn't a shot he didn't like ever. He shot that ball every single time. And I remember the coach just got pissed, and I think he was trying to make a point to him, but I'll speed up the story. He blew the whistle. He was yelling at everybody. And he was like, everybody, get on the baseline. Everybody get on the baseline. Line up. And he was like, one by one, he said, come out here. Give him the ball, coach. Had the assistant coach give him the ball. And he was like, I want you to go where you think you can make 8 out of 10 shots wide open. Right now. How far back can you make 8 out of 10? And I remember, guys, now that when they're in front of everybody, they're sitting there, they're like, oh, man, they don't want to get embarrassed. So they're like, okay, maybe I think I can hit this shot 8 out of 10 times. And I tell you right now, there was maybe only 3 of us who actually hit 8 out of 10. I think I maybe hit 7 out of 10, but one of the shots went in and out or back iron, It was good, Gretzky. It's good to see you in the chat. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, oh, I get it. I get it. He's trying to teach us about efficiency. If you can't hit 8 out of 10 by yourself, why are you shooting in the midst of the game with heavy defense shots that are even beyond this? You're not shooting your best shot for the team. You're just taking a shot because you want to take that shot. And I think that that's like a mental switch that many times players have to get through, that players have to figure out, how do I apply myself? But here's the thing also. There were some players, and I'll never forget this dude, named Brandon Chris. He was this amazing defender. Amazing defender. I just think like, what's his name for the Boston Celtics back in the day out of Texas. Shoot, I forget his name. Y'all might know who I'm talking about. He's retired now, but kind of played like Tony Allen-ish. But either way, amazing defender for the team. And I remember it got to the point where the coach was like, I can't take this guy out. I can't take him out the game. He rebounds, he defends, he flies up and down the court, gets out in transition, he finishes, he can switch. And the coach was like, look, I need him to start working on his jumper. I need him to start taking threes, because if you're going to be out there for 30 plus minutes a night, I think he was playing like 35, 36 minutes. Coach is like, I'm going to need you to shoot. So he actually told him to start shooting more, just so he could have balance on the floor offensively. Ausar Thompson is very similar. Ron Holland is also similar. Their potential of what they can do on the court is so high, you have to give them room to grow offensively in order to maximize the roles that they're going to be in as time goes on. What we're seeing from this team, and let me not forget to shout out Duncan Robinson. Some fantastic shooting. I think he started off 0 for 3, and then he just went 5 for 5 and hit everything he could throw up there. But it's to say, Duncan Robinson, there's a reason why he has maintained that starting spot. Hot damn. It's looked. He was hitting that thing off the dribble, pull up, pump fake, ball fake, throw it up. He got to a point, everything he was throwing up there was fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And then Paul Reed. Um, I can't say enough about Paul Reed. Paul Reed, I think we all love and adore him. Oh, and I forgot, we still got Isaiah Stewart. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Isaiah Stewart is still out. It's still out, y'all. He is still out. When he comes back, I'm gonna be honest. Like when he comes back, I wouldn't mind sitting during, um, and playing Isaiah Stewart. You know, maybe Duran just goes every other game, something like that. Um, yeah, I would like to see what Duran looks like matched up against. Um, I want to see him against Minnesota and Philadelphia. I want to see him against Joel Embiid. But after that, I'm okay. You can play Isaiah Stewart, Paul Reed, Tolu Smith. You know, maybe experiment with some Isaiah Stewart, Isaiah Stewart, Paul Reed minutes. Shoot, let's see Chaz Zanir get it going. You know, let's experiment and see Ron Holland at the 4. Let Tobias Harris rest a little bit for the playoffs and have Ron Holland start at the power forward position alongside Ausar Thompson. See how that looks. Right? Bobby Clement, get your shoes ready. All right? Marcus Sasser, as much as you can give us. This is an amazing position to be in. This is an amazing position for us to be in. NFZ 2004 says between Carr and CNAC, which would you prefer? There's a chance one of them could fall to the mini pick. I don't think Chris CNAC will fall, but if he does, I don't think to the 20s. I think he at worst falls to like the teens, like 12, 15. Yeah, I haven't checked out Carr. Um, but it's going to be interesting. And you know, I don't think I've mentioned it several times about this offseason. Re-signing guys. It is going to be interesting to see how we manage free agency. Kevin Huerter is an unrestricted free agent. Javonte Green is an unrestricted free agent. Tobias Harris is an unrestricted free agent. Honestly, if I'm honest with you, I think with Tobias Harris, we give him the wink wink, like we tell him we have a deal on the table. It's set, but we're going to sign other guys first so that then we can go into the, past the salary cap to be able to sign him. Right? We're going to take care of him. I think Tobias Harris probably gets somewhere around 15 million, 18, and maybe have it a descending contract. Start off at 18, then it goes to 16, then it goes to 15, something like that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting this offseason. Hard to see anyone go on our team, each and every one of them. Yeah, I know, bro. And I love Javonte Green, if I'm honest with you. Like, he is, I think you heard the love that JB Bickerstaff really shared about Javonte Green. He's like, he is the epitome of Detroit basketball and everything we're trying to do. He matches us more than anything. And I think that is a sentiment that is very rare for coaches to say. Like, those guys who are everything that you're about, that you want your team to be about, those guys are golden, bro. Those culture guys, those guys are golden. Those are the guys, we think about Like, let's take like the grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies, right? Really good team. Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Tayshaun Prince. You got Tony Allen, Mike Conley. Um, really good team. Really good team. But it was certain guys that played certain roles who created an identity for that team. And Tony Allen was one of them. So was Tayshaun. But Tony Allen defined grit. Marc Gasol defined grind. Zebo defined those things. You take one of those guys off, it shifts that team. It shifts them completely. Javonte Green is one of those guys where it's like, man, I get it. You'll probably be offered more than what we're able to give you. Who knows? But damn it, if we don't. I get that we got Chaz. If I'm honest with you, man. If I'm honest with you, man. I want Javonte here. I say we try to move on from Karis LeVert, if I'm honest with you. Let's get off of that contract. Or we just bite the bullet for one season and then his contract expires after next season. Because when you think about Cade Cunningham, when you think about Tobias Harris, Ausar Thompson, Ron Holland, Danis Jenkins, Jalen Duren, all these guys' roles are going to continue to expand. Ball handling, scoring, playmaking. There's going to be less and less of those minutes for a guy like Karis LeVert. Kevin Huerter, he matches more of what we are going to need in the future because of how well he plays off the ball and just within the flow. He laughs. He laughs. But as I say, this is a team that I don't think any of us want to see anybody go. I can appreciate the deals that were made. They're very flexible. These are good contracts to be able to move if we need to get a better player. I would not be shocked if we didn't package a couple of guys for someone else. I wouldn't be shocked at all. These are really good deals that a lot of teams would love to have. A $15 million player who's coming off your books. Yeah, I love Red Velvet as well. I think he's, excellent for our team and system. He has limitations, right? He has a ceiling, but he also has a high floor. Right? He's like a guy who's like, man, at his worst, he's playing at level 7. At his best, he's at a level 8. He just doesn't have that athleticism or length to really develop into more than that. But he's still great for us. Looking at the stretch of this season, yeah, I'm looking for, man, best case scenario, if I'm honest with you, best case scenario would be Boston loses a game, then we only need one game to win to clinch the number 1 seed. And then we can start letting Tolu Smith, Paul Reed, Isaiah Stewart, Chaz Anier, Wendell Moore, Isaac Jones, Bobby Clinton. We start letting these guys rock out. Marcus Sasser, maybe some Danis, of course, Ausar. I want to see whole games where Ausar Thompson plays point guard the whole game. He needs to play the rest of the season just to make the minimum games for All NBA. But once we clinch that number 1 seed, let's start playing with stuff. Let's start experimenting. Let's see what Ron Holland looks like at the 4 next to Jalen Duren. Let's start letting Ausar Thompson play point guard for a full game. Let him get 25 to 30 minutes of playing point guard the whole time. Right? Let's see what the rest of these guys got. And let's rest the guys we're going to lean heavily on. Because the thing is, the reason why this is so significant, it's not so much for round 1. It's for the end of round 2 into round 3, into an NBA Finals, where the battle of attrition really sets in. The first round you can get through with a lot of adrenaline, a lot of, heart and excitement. But it's round 2. Game 5, 6, 7, that your legs really start to feel it. You start to get real sore. That physicality starts getting to you. And you got to dig deep. You got to be a competitor. You got to be a dog. Shoot, only teams that are competitors, are dogs like that, get through round 2. And you got to have a lot of luck with health. Got to have a lot of luck. But the rest that we could potentially get at the end of this season will put us in position to be able to win that war of attrition in round 2 and round 3. This is a great position for us to be in. Hell of a win tonight against the Toronto Raptors. I think they should be able to keep it going. I really want to see Ausar Thompson guard Anthony Edwards. And I'd look at him and I'd say, look, your goal, Ausar, is to be able to guard without getting into foul trouble. You have to learn how to let up. Like, you can't go 100 miles an hour all the time. Have you ever tried to drive 60 miles an hour on the streets the whole time? Not just because of the speed limit. Shoot, let's just say it's 40 mile an hour and you're doing 50. Have you tried to do 50 the whole time? When you got to turn corners and make a right-hand turn, left-hand turn, there's traffic. You can't go full speed all the time. Otherwise, you're going to constantly put yourself in position where you're bumping into, where you're moving too fast. You're putting yourself out of position. One of the things that my father taught me was work smarter, not harder. And he used to say, because he was a sheet metal worker, really, really smart man, really mathematical, and great with his hands. Man, he used to say, measure twice, cut once. His job as a sheet metal worker, he would get the blueprints from engineers, and then he'd have to correct all their math, the correct measurements and calculations, send it back to him and say, hey, you got to correct these things, and then give it to me. And then they'd have to correct them, and then they give it to him, and then he would build it. Literally take huge pieces of sheet metal and put in these machines to bend it and shape it and form it and do all this stuff. The whole take your kids to work day. Got to see all that. And then he would explain to me, it's like, the reason why you have to measure twice and cut once is because dealing with machinery like this, if you get the measurement wrong, you got to scrap the entire piece and everything that went into it. And it costs the company a lot of money. So if you're not sharp, if you're not focused, if you're not sure, take your time. It's better to go slow and get it right than go fast and get it wrong. This is where my coach used to always say, go fast, but don't rush. Global Picture Studios. Look, I'm going to be honest. I saw Tobias Harris today. He was struggling. He was a step behind for a lot of the game. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's the end of the season, and this is the thing. These are the caveats that's hard to hold. Is just the human factor. I can't hold them to having the same level of focus and energy from the first 15 to 20 games of the season to the last 15, 20 games of the season, especially when it's an 82 game season. Remember, there's not a single other league in the world that plays 82 games. It's not. It's not very sustainable at all. It's a long ass season, bro. I know because I'm here commenting after every game. I'm tired. There's times I don't even want to talk about shit. And sometimes I just don't. You're just not gonna see. I'm tired. Tired. If it ain't something I'm excited to talk about, you probably not gonna hear me talk about it. If I'm real, we might end up talking about something else. You know what I'm saying? We might end up talking about something else. Cause if anything at all, and if I'm traveling too, yeah, it's a long season, bro. It's a long season. So I hold some grace for Uncle T. Right, he's the elder statesman on the team, 33 years old. Only one close to him is Javonte Green at 32. And then there's Duncan Robinson at 31 and Karis LeVert at 31. Um, but as to say, if he's a little bit tired, let him be tired. Let him, hey. Because I trust him at this point, especially the veterans. And keep in mind, like, Tobias Harris is in a contract year. He's not intentionally letting up. He's not intentionally letting up at all. He's playing as well as he can, day in and day out, so that he can 100% prove that he is worth an extension with the Detroit Pistons. People don't understand how quick and easy it is to not be in the NBA. How easy. Remember when Malik Beasley was dealing with that stuff and I said, he's done. He's done. He's done. He was a fringe rotation player at best already. He just happened to have a great season with us. That's how quick. There's a whole new crop of players every single year. There are lottery picks who haven't panned out yet, who teams are still committed to, while there's new players coming in every single year. You got guys in the G League that teams are like, man, I just don't have space for you. I really like you. I think you could be really good. Danis Jenkins, it was in the G League all last year. There are guys waiting. So Tobias Harris is definitely giving us everything he's got. I was frustrated at times today. Yes, completely. Completely. I was frustrated. Um, and I had to remind myself, he's 33 years old. It's game 76. He's done a hell of a job for us. Hell of a job. I ain't got shit to say to you. All right. He said, too bad Pistons can't pair Mitchell Robinson with Duran next season. Mitchell gives Wemby problems like Eldon when he was shutting down Shaq. You know, the reason why we're not going to get Mitchell Robinson is because we still have Isaiah Stewart, and we got to figure out what we're doing with Isaiah Stewart. That's the reality. We have to figure out what we're doing with Isaiah Stewart. I don't know if Isaiah Stewart is an 82 game center. I don't think his body is a he doesn't have enough coast to him. Right? Like Onyeka Kongwu and even Double O in Atlanta, he's had plenty of injury stuff that has happened. But it's to say, I don't know if Isaiah Stewart is a starter because I don't think his body can hold up. If I'm honest with you, I don't think it can hold up. I'm going to pull up his stats real quick so I can see. Let me see. Isaiah Stewart, 24 years old. He's got 2 more seasons after this under contract. I'm going to get to that comment that I just saw in a moment. Let me see here. Okay. So, Isaiah Stewart's career, he's played 68 games, 71 games. Then starting in 22-23, he played 50 games. 23-24, 46 games. Last season, 24-25, he played 72. This season, he's back down to 50-something games. If he's to play every single game coming up, he'll land at 61. So he's got seasons of 68, 50, 46, 55. 68, we're not. That's actually not bad. 1, 2, 3 seasons injury plagued. 1, 2, 3 seasons not injury plagued. I don't see it trending better for him. I think he remains a backup, which means that I have to rethink who our future starting forward is after Uncle T needs to transition out of that position. I think he can still be useful for us, but I don't think Tobias Harris is our long-term solution at the power forward position. I think he's got another year or two where he could be nice for us, but he's not a 35, even 30 minutes per game player. And we need somebody behind him that we hope is Ron Holland. But okay. Super Morty, man, we got to talk about it. Is Paul Reed the solution at the power forward behind Tobias Harris? That's a real discussion. I'm talking off season. We're gonna get it. Look, if you know my channel, if you follow my channel, The Rock does not stop. The moment the playoffs are done, we're talking about the draft. No, I'm sorry. We're talking about free agency, then the draft, then Summer League. Don't forget, we're going to have Team USA this summer. And likely going to have Cade and Duren on that team. It's going to be a hell of a team. Expect to see Cade and Duren. We're going to have lots of things to talk about. A lot. Let me see. Juan Harris, it's good to see you in the chat. Global Picture Studios, he said, we need to draft Cade's future backcourt running mate. No, we don't. Clearly, I've not been watching my channel. How dare you? I'm just playing. No, that guy is Dennis Jenkins. It's Dennis Jenkins. That is our future running mate for Cade Cunningham. I think if we're going to draft anything, if I'm honest, we might have to draft another guard. Another facilitating, playmaking guard. Marcus Sasser is nice. I don't think Darius Acuff is going to drop down. Let me see. Let's put up NBA draft. That's an easy one. 2026 mock draft. Okay, here we go. I don't know everybody out there, but I know a few of these guys. Kingston Fleming, man, I like him a lot out of Houston, but he's going to be top 10 pick. So is Mikael Brown. Okay, let's keep going. You know who might actually be available to us? Wagner. from whatchamacallit, Arkansas. Followed John Calipari there. He might be nice. He might be nice. He might be nice. Yeah. Yeah. He might be nice. So we got too many guards. We need a power forward. Okay, so here's the thing. You don't just grab a power forward and be like, oh, this is the guy that we need. You got to ask yourself, is he better than what you have? What power forward in the 20s of the draft, in the 20s, is going to be better than either Ron Holland, Bobby Clement, Tobias Harris, Yaxel Lindeberg? Yaxel Lindeberg is going to be, y'all going to be disappointed by him, if I'm honest with you. If I'm honest with you, you guys are going to be disappointed with Yaxel in the NBA. He's going to be a bench rotation guy. You have to understand, Yaxel Lindeberg is a senior. He's got some physical things, some skill things, a lot of confidence. But when you get to the NBA, and everyone's athletic, everyone's strong, everyone's explosive, everyone plays defense, everyone, like, you gotta understand, like, if Bobby Clement had stayed in college through to his senior year, he'd be crazy. He'd be an All-American. If Jalen Duren had stayed to his senior year, he might have been like the number one pick in the draft type of deal. Yaxel Lindeberg stayed all 4 years. He's probably going to go in the 20s. Yeah, I still believe in Bobby Clement. I don't know if the front office does. Yeah, they got Yaxel Lindeberg going number 10. That's laughs. That's laughs. There's absolutely no way. Absolutely, and I don't think that he's 6'10". I think he's closer to 6'8". Yeah, I think Yaxel Lindeberg's measurements are probably closer to 6'8". He might have a 7-foot wingspan. Good skill, but I don't think it's going to translate the same way. It says he has a 7'4" wingspan, measures around 6'8.5". Oh, barefoot. Okay, that's not bad. So he's about 6'9". 7'4" wingspan. But we'll see when the pre-draft begins. Yeah, they'll probably get the official measurements. What do you think about Norman Powell as a Piston? No. I like Norman Powell a lot. But Norman Powell, first off, I don't think Miami lets him go because he kind of looks like a star, if I'm honest with you. And at 32 years old, he's got maybe 1 or 2 more years left playing at this level, all-star level. I don't think they let him go. They're going to re-sign him for another $20+ million for the next couple of seasons as an all-star. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I want to see Bobby and Chaz getting more minutes next season too. Like, if I'm honest, like, we have. Oh, how about Rui Hachimura? You know what? I'm not mad at a Rui Hachimura pickup to be a starting power forward for us. Let me see what Rui Hachimura is. Rui is 28 years old, so he's 5 years younger than Tobias, getting paid about 18 million this year. I don't think he commands 18 million. He's somewhat injury prone. He's never played more than 68 games, and that was only once. He's played 48, 57, 42, 63, 68, 59, 61 games throughout his career. Very injury prone. So I don't know if that's not a player I would want to target. But I love what you're thinking, though. Let me see. How about Smith from Houston? Oh, Jabari Smith. I mean, I just don't think he's available. I don't think Jabari Smith Jr. is available for us. I think they see Jabari Smith Jr. as a part of their core, that he's only going to get better as time goes on. Yeah, Jabari Smith Jr. just signed a large extension, but I mean that they're not beyond trading him after an extension. That's not a and it's not a huge extension. You're only getting paid 23 million, 21 million, 23, 25, 27. Yeah, that's actually a really good contract. And at 22 years old, what he brings at 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, can play the 5 or the 4, can shoot threes, has really developed as a one-on-one scorer. I only see Jabari Smith Jr. getting better and better. He's fairly durable, defends the rim, smart player, averaging 16 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists this season. Throwing almost a steal and a block per game to boot. He's just getting better every year. His 3-point percentage has been at league average since his sophomore year. 36%, 35.5%, 35.8%. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked in the coming years he doesn't get up to 39, 40%. Then all of a sudden he's averaging 18 to 20 points per game. And all of a sudden we're like, oh, yeah, this is the guy. And he's only on a $20 million contract. Great contract. Bennett Stirs out of Iowa, he's just too small. Just too small. How about developing Tolu and moving Duran to power forward? No, Tolu's not an NBA player, bro. Look, it sounds harsh. I like Isaiah Evans. I do like him. It sounds harsh to say Tolu Smith is not an NBA player. And it might be. Here's the thing. Down this stretch, this is it. This is it. He has to show us something by the end of the season. And not in terms of like, oh, if you're playing hard, if you fit into the culture, all that stuff is your baseline. That's your baseline. Can you impact the game to a degree that cannot be replaced? Like Paul Reed has proven he impacts the game at a high level. Dropped 21-10 against Oklahoma City when asked to be the starter. He's our third string center. Let's really let that sink in. That's how talented the NBA is. Kel'el Ware is Miami's backup center. Jonas Valanciunas, backup center. So if you're talking about a Tolu Smith, who's our fourth string center, plugging him in. He has to show. He has to. He's got to ball out this season, the rest of the season. Anytime he gets into the game, he has to ball out. This is it. He is not under contract for next year. Matter of fact, his contract's not even listed on Sports Reference, on Basketball Reference. It's not even listed. He is completely disposable. I hate to say it that way. It's more if somebody else wants him, hey man, we wish you the best. Had a great time with you. Forever going to be a part of this run. What we're able to do. You're a real one. What you need to see from a 6'11" center who does not have the wingspan to really defend the rim or the explosiveness to play above the rim. He has to show a high level of skill. That means shooting the ball, creating his own offense, playmaking, while also doing the other little things, boxing out, rebounding at a high level, all these different things in order to make up for it. Shoot, you want to know another center who has a shorter wingspan, limited athleticism, who is an NBA player? Onyeka Okongwu, Isaiah Stewart. That's what undersized centers are doing. They're doing everything else really well. The whole jack of all trades. All right, what was the saying? A jack of all trades is a master of none, but many times is greater than the master of one. Let that sink in. But Tolu Smith is a large, active body. He might get another opportunity. A lot of other places who could just use, especially because, here's the thing that is going to be a feather in Tolu's cap, that he's coming from a winning team, winning culture, team that's the number one seed. He understands the culture of winning. He's been a part of it. He knows how to fall in line into it. So there are going to be other teams just saying, like, I can use a winner as my third string center. He might move up from fourth string to third string on another team. That's probably what I'm saying. I know we were like doing a straight deep dive now, talking about Tolu Smith. This is wild. Okay, look, great game by the Detroit Pistons. I don't think we're getting Sadiq Bey back. Look, putting up, he might be the definition of good numbers on a bad team. I love that he can shoot, but his effort defensively, I'm okay. And he's still under contract for next year. I don't think he's going anywhere. He's going to be in New Orleans. All right. We got a rest day tomorrow. We're going to keep talking about these Pistons. I'm excited. Need to get some updates from Cade Cunningham. Updates on Isaiah Stewart, Marcus Sasser. Figure out where these guys are at. Shout out to the Pistons, man. They have been spectacular. I've loved everything I've been seeing from them. I'm impressed. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a ride this season. I'm here for all of it. I always like to leave y'all with something. Let's see. Look, take care of your mental health, man. Take care of your mental health. Some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know. That's my full-time profession. It's a mental health professional. Don't take your mental health for granted. When you are feeling anxiety, stress, that's a great opportunity to learn how to practice healthy tools to support yourself. When I say healthy tools, I mean taking a walk, journaling, calling a friend, practicing some breathing, do some yoga, go to the gym, right? Let yourself learn how to deal with your emotions, learn how to deal with loss and grief, learn how to deal with the things that we've been conditioned many times to resist and ignore, to suppress. We were told it's too much, or we're not supposed to cry, we're not supposed to feel, we're not supposed. Throw that shit away, man. Learn how to deal with your stuff. Learn how to embrace what you're feeling and learn how to navigate it. Learn how to understand it. And you can't do that if you're ignoring it. You can't do that if you're suppressing it. You can't do that if you're diminishing it and acting like it's not a big deal, right? Some of y'all, it's incredible how many stories I've heard of men go through the most stressful craziness and will act like everything is okay. You know, I remember growing up, a partner of mine died. He was killed. And I found out, broke me. And sitting there, tears. Just found out he was killed the night before, and I was killing me. And somebody came up to me, this one girl who's in my class, and she was like, "Are you okay?" Of course, we all know what I said, right? "Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." No, I wasn't, bro. No, I wasn't. I wasn't good. Some of y'all going through some hard stuff in your life. Learn how to care for yourself. Don't take your mental health for granted, because one bad habit can snowball. One, okay, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, just kind of relax. A year down the road, now you're smoking a whole pack a day. 10 years, now you got lymphoma, now you got pulmonary disease, now you got asthma, now you got bronchitis, now you got, right? Now your kids, right? Like, I'm gonna take a drink. Now you're like, nobody gets to these end spaces overnight. Take care of yourself. Learn how to care for yourself so you can show up for you in your life. Because look, let me be real. Hard circumstances, they're gonna come. That's a part of life. And also, beautiful things are gonna continue to come in your life. But if you don't learn how to ride those waves, you're gonna run up against something that you're gonna hit a wall because you don't have the tools. You haven't learned to process your stuff and communicate your needs and take space. Use a sick day. Use a PTO, right? Go take a walk, a jog. Like, start doing positive things to care for you. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself hitting a wall. And when you hit a wall, man, the worst thing about it is when you're the last one to know, and everyone around you is watching you spiral and suffer. So that's my tidbit for today. That's what I want to leave you with. Remember, as always, love the people around you dearly. Don't take them for granted. Hug your kids, hug your spouse, hug your family. Make sure you laugh hard as hell, because that's what gets you through life. And then live your life to the fullest, because you only got one life to live, and everyone else is already taken. All right, I'm gonna get at y'all. Holler at y'all next time.